Nice. I like it. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to game one of two of the exhibition matchups today between your Findlay Trojans in their away blue and Gilmour Gladiators in gray. Mason Cooper takes face off for the Trojans. Knocks it over to Webb Sloan. In the offense, he's got River Archer out there with him as well. Mason Cooper has the center ice, gets it up to Sloan. Sloan and behind the net. Then Grace comes down to pinch along with Mason Cooper, keeps that along the boards, back out to Sloan. Sloan rips a shot from the point. Oh, Cooper collects the rebound, looking for a spot in the slot to Sloan. Up, hits the crossbar, comes down, knocked out as Grace, Archer, and Teagarden all there. Archer gets it over to Teagarden, kicks that forward, held in at the line by Gilmour. Now wrapped around the boards by Grace. Held in again by Gilmour, but stopped and sent out of the zone by Archer. Webb Sloan looking to chip that forward. Almost got it there. Mason Cooper collects just beyond center ice and dumps that down deep into the zone. They'll get a line change. Fort and Burkhardt out on defense. Homewood out there now with Chase. Offense now. Nichols on defense. Burkhardt intercepts that clearing attempt, puts some pressure on. They look to clear, held at the line by Ricky Nichols, sent back down into the zone, wraps around the boards. Collected by Harrison, but poked away. Now Gilmour looking to break. Good play there by Fort. Hit the puck and the body. Then intercepted, and looks like we're going to have a stoppage in play here. And we will. We'll have a penalty, it looks like. Henry Fort, and then mishandled on the pass there by Gilmour. Racing back to get it, George Homewood in pursuit. Gilmour working on the breakout. Here at pass again, Teagarden tips it forward to Homewood at center ice. Now they battle forward in center, Burkhardt and Homewood. Gilmour collects, looking to push to the outside. Nice defense there by Teagarden in the corner. Looking for the wraparound and the centering pass, but Eddie Homewood there with a nice play, gets a stick on the puck. Then back out to center, shot, tipped over goaltender Henry Yace for game one. Puck out in front, shot, gloved by Yace, and we'll have a stoppage in play. So 9:30 left here in the first. Got about 44 seconds left to the Trojan power play, or penalty kill here. The line change, Mason Cooper out to take the face off for the Trojans. Grayson, puck is dropped. Gets it to Grace. Grace wraps it around the boards, looking for Webb Sloan. They're going down the length of the ice. He's racing for it. Nice little effort there by Sloan to tie that puck up in the corner. And man down, but Findlay's got the puck in the offensive zone. Looking to clear is Gilmour. They do. They get it out. Just bounces over the stick of Ricky Nichols. Now we've got a potential 2-on-1, a shot. And nice stop by Yace. Cleared out by Ben Grace. Mason Cooper has it now. 10 seconds left to the Trojan penalty. That puck gets cleared out of the zone by Rylan Peterkoski. Peterkoski in pursuit on the forecheck now. Cross-ice pass almost intercepted by Mason Beach, who's coming in there to get it. Hank Schwab out there now, too, battling at center ice. Nice job holding up the puck by Schwab. Gilmour dumps that in, wrapped around the net. Henry Fort is going to pick that up in the corner. He's going to get that up to Hank Schwab. Hank Schwab's going to try to push that over the line. He does. Met with resistance by a body. Mason Beach tried to pick it up. Now up to Schwab. Schwab moves it forward to Peterkoski and then dumps it in the zone on net. And then forced to hold is the goaltender for Gilmour. An offensive zone face-off with 8 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the first. Apologies, scoreboard and clock aren't showing up for some reason. Puck is dropped. George Homewood with face-off. Breakout by Gilmour. Held up by Fort. Teagarden back to collect behind the net in the defensive zone. Wings that opposite side for Harrison Chafe. Picks that up along the boards. Tries to chip that forward. Held in by the defense. Sent back. Now in the corner. Gilmour with it. Tipped away by Henry Fort. Then knocked back to the corner by Chafe and Homewood. Now back wrapped around the net. Teagarden battling back there. Centering pass. Stopped by Yace as that rolled towards the net. Mace Cooper with the face-off knocks that back towards Ricky Nichols. Back around the net to Eddie Homewood. Try to get that up to River Archer. Archer's got it. He clears it out of the zone. Nifty little move between the skates there. Back to center ice. Gilmour looks to reset. Resetting and tipping that forward is Gilmour. That goes towards the net, but Eddie Homewood's got it. He's going to knock it back towards the blue line. Gilmour collects again, but then nice shot attempt stopped by River. Then looking for a shot. He turns, just misses the net. Mason Cooper's got it now. He tries to chip it up to the defense, but that hops over his stick a little bit. Ricky Nichols there trying to play that against the boards. Holds him up just enough. Mason Cooper gets it up along the boards to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan now dumps that deep in behind the net for Gilmour. Gilmour collects, looks to go along the side with it. Nice job there by Mason Cooper along the boards on the pinch. Gets it down to Ben Grace. Sorry, that was Webb Sloan. Grace is back there too. Cooper's trying to work at that along the boards too, along with Grace. Now collected. Grace has it now. He looks to send it back down into the zone a little further. Collected by Gilmour. Wraps it opposite side of the ice. Rylan Peterkoski there. Good job chipping that back in. Gilmour has it now. They're going to look to break out a little bit. Now they bring it along the boards. Peterkoski's there. Nice job by Grace, too, to prevent that breakaway from happening. So 5:59 left here in the first. All square 0-0. Offside, so we'll have a... Oh, actually, it looks like we're going to have a penalty to Gilmour. Roughing penalty. So we'll get a look at the Trojan power play. Mason Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. He's got Homewood and Archer out there with him, along with Fort and Nichols. Puck jumps over Fort, stick, gets it over to Nichols, gets it up to River Archer, enters the zone, looks for a shot, puts one in front, gloved aside by Gilmour, gloved and held onto rather by Gilmour's goaltender. Cooper with the face-off again, gets that over to Homewood. Homewood tries a centering pass, but couldn't get through. Then chipped back in by Homewood. Homewood's got it now at the slot, sends one forward, hits a body of a Gilmour defender. Now Mace Cooper in the corner, battling for it. That comes out to Archer. Archer, nifty little move there to create some space. He takes a shot just wide of the net. That goes opposite side. Ricky Nichols is there. Nichols has got some room. He gets a nice little pass back over to Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper now gets it back over to Ricky Nichols. Nichols now tries to put that in front. Homewood tried to get a stick on it, just got tied up. That gets sent the other length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing, folks. So we'll bring this back down the other way for another offensive zone face-off for the Trojans. Looks like we'll have Sloan out there with Burkhart and Peter Kofsky, Teagarden, and Eddie Homewood to take this face-off. Face-off goes back. Peter Kofsky gets that back to the corner. Then Homewood's got it. Now back to Peter Kofsky. Peter Kofsky dumps it back behind the net. Center ice. Sloan tips it forward still, keeps it in the zone. Homewood trying to chip that forward too, but it gets tipped out. Sloan's got it now. Gets knocked off of it. Teagarden to the races as well. And nice job there by Teagarden and by Yace with the save. And that breakaway pass. Shot attempt. Sloan blocked it with his skates. Teagarden gets it, hits it up the boards. Burkhart now kicks it free. Burkhart's now working forward with it. He's battling. He gets across center ice, dumps that opposite corner. And they're pursuing now in the offensive zone. Puck held in by Homewood. Homewood looks to tip that back to Peter Kofsky. That gets chipped away, though. And now coming with it opposite side. And tipped away, though, by the Trojans. They'll get a quick line change. As Gilmour tips that in the off. Got it. Trying to get something happening here. Gets poked away, and then Ricky Nichols tips that shot attempt away. And then he stops another one with his stick. Gets that up to Mason Beach, who chips that forward. He's got a little bit of room. We've got a 3-on-1. Just tipped away at the blue line. But now Shafe's got it, now kept in, and then knocked out. Now Ricky Nichols has it. He's going to get that back over to Ben Grace. They're going to look to reset. Grace from his feet tips that in over to Schwab. Nice job there by Grace. Shafe's got it. He tries to center it. Centering pass, knocked forward. He centers again. That comes back out to Grace. Grace has got a shot. He takes one, hits a skate. Schwab there. He tips one towards the net. Lost in front, and Gilmour comes out with it. Gilmour charging through center ice. Nice job there by Nichols. Hold him up a little bit. Beach tried to get that forward, gets it over to Nichols. Now with a nice little move, Nichols gets that out, and now Beach has it. He tries to tip it forward, but it's held in at the line by Gilmour. And then Grace tips that shot attempt aside. Moves it forward to Shafe, who tips that out of the zone and sends it forward. Gilmour collects the center ice, sends it back, hits the referee. And then tipped forward, but Mason Cooper coming off the bench gets that in the neutral zone, looking for a little bit of room. Now he's going to turn. He's going to hit Webb Sloan opposite side of the ice. He's going to then take it up to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to dump that deep into the zone. And Mason Cooper's pursuing behind the back of the net. That gets chipped away by Gilmour. Centering pass tipped by River Archer and kept in the zone. Now at the play, and it looks like we'll have an offsides with 1:49 left. Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. Tries to chip that back to the defense, but Gilmour intercepts. Falls on his own feet, but it's like they call a trip there, so. So Findlay will go on the penalty kill here for the next minute. Puck is dropped. Shot wide by Gilmour. Gilmour then tries to get it behind the net. Then sent out to the middle by Teagarden. Then flipped out of the zone by Archer, and Archer in pursuit. Knocks that forward still too. Backwards pass just missed, but Gilmour following the puck. They keep it in, they chip it down. Henry Fort to collect behind the net. Sends that up to Teagarden along the boards, but intercepted, but Teagarden stays with it. And Teagarden's got a little space. Now he's going to push. He's going to try to get that behind the net. He does and ties that up. That hits the skate of a ref as they try to clear. Just knocked out. Mason Cooper has it, gets it over to River Archer. He chips that forward and forces the Gilmour goaltender to hold. Five seconds left here on the penalty to the Trojans. Kicked back to Ricky Nichols by George Homewood. And now Trojans back at full strength. Now Nichols has it behind the net. He looks to make a move. He gets tripped up. No call. Now George Homewood has it. Looks to move it forward to Harrison Shea. Now Homewood's got it. He's got Burkhart with him. He gets it up front. Burkhart dives. Oh, just missed the shot. And then puck stick forward. Nice job by Ben Grace. Collects that with his skates. He's going to go forward with it as we've got 5 seconds left in the first period. And that's going to be it for the start of the first. Couple chances there at the end for Findlay, but still all knotted up at 0-0. Teams will switch sides, talk about it. Join us back as we do that hockey for the second period of Game 1. We're getting ready to start the second period here. As we drop the puck, Peter Koska takes the face off for the Trojans. Gets that back to Fort. Fort gets it across the boards there. Now Nichols tries to hold that up at the line. He does, just over it. Then intercepted by Beach, backhanded into the zone. And then Chafe has it, and he dumps it back to the corner, but knocked out of the zone by Gilmour. Now it's a pursuit. Henry Fort back there, chips it along the boards, gets it to Peter Koski. Tries to chip that up. Gilmour keeps it in, back to the corner. Fort has it. Now to Peter Koski. Try to get that. Nice work there along the boards by Peter Koski. Shot from the point, saved by Yates. Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper with the face-off for the Trojans. Gets that over to Grace. Trying to get that up the boards, but to Grace. Trying to get that up the boards, but held in. Kick save by Yace on that shot. Cleared out by Teagarden. Trying to clear that out with Sloan, but it got tipped back into the corner. And, ooh, shot goes off Teagarden's skate. Bounces over the net. Nobody that. Teagarden's got it now. Back in the corner. Gets that up to Cooper. Knocks that out to the neutral zone. And now Cooper collects, gets it to Sloan, but kicks back again to the side. And then held on to by Gilmour, who puts it in the back of the net for one. Puck is dropped here. Gets its way over to Burkhart. Burkhart chips that along the boards up to neutral ice. Sent back. Then Burkhart, Fort to Burkhart again. Burkhart clears that down into the corner where Findlay's battling for it now, and then chips it out to Gilmour. Chips it out. Looking for a breakaway opportunity, but Fort and Eddie Homewood both back there. Nice work there by Fort, but they're going to call a penalty on that one. Got a player down. Hopefully they're okay for Gilmour. All right, Gilmour player up. Like to see that. Looks like with that contact, we'll have a 10-2.
Let's go, Gilmour. Come on, let's get it. Come on, let's go. Get a goal in. Put it in the net. Let's go.
So we'll have Homewood and Burkhart out there with Grace and Homewood. As Gilmour's up 1-0 to start this power play opportunity for them with just over 10 minutes left here in the second. Puck is dropped. Gilmour chips it over to the corner. Now both Homewoods over there battling for it. Save from the corner by Gase. Good kick pad save. Now puck out in front. Nice job by Grace to block that shot. Gets it up to Burkhart. Chips forward. Nice clear by Grace. Gilmour forced to reset. George Homewood and Eddie Homewood on that side. Eddie Homewood comes up with it. Tries to chip that along the boards. Now looking for a shot in front and cleared out by Burkhart on the rebound to George Homewood. George Homewood looking for a little bit of room. He's still got it. He deeks to the outside. Sticked in front, backhand. Still loose. Homewood had it from behind the goal. Now Sloan comes out. He takes a shot. Now centered by Gilmour, but Eddie Homewood is there. He's going to wrap it around the boards. Mason Cooper's going to try to collect that. He chips that back to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan sends it back up the boards. Tipped in front, knocked away by Eddie Homewood. Good job there by Eddie to deflect that shot away. That tips over the boards. Laura Teagarden's trying to push that forward. Now Mason Cooper picks it up, avoiding the offsides. Nice job there. Nifty little move to the middle. Gets that over to River Archer. Tries to send one forward. Teagarden's got it. He lifts it up in front. That's still up in front. Now cleared by Gilmour. Now Webb Sloan to collect. He's going to chip that forward to Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper's going to get that up to Teagarden. Teagarden tips it aside. Now he's looking to send it behind the net. He does. He's still with it. Still battling with it. Is Teagarden. Now Gilmour collects. They look to try to break out. Then it goes right to Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper looking for a little room. Dumps it in the corner. Over to Teagarden. Teagarden puts it behind the net. Try to put a turnaround shot. Now centering pass by Gilmour. Chipped aside by Mason Cooper. Collected by River Archer. Archer's going to send that one on net. Kicked aside by Gilmour's goaltender. Findlay will get some fresh legs out there as now Ricky Nichols there behind the net. Nice job there by Hank Schwab. Tip it forward to Mason Beach. Mason Beach gets across the line and is now battling for it as he sends it opposite corner. Now Schwab battling along the boards with it too. That gets sent out to the middle. Kept in by Rylan Peterkoski. But then Gilmour knocks that forward, and then Hank Schwab puts it back into the zone, but then Gilmour knocks it out. Now Ricky Nichols skating back, waving off the icing. Now Nichols has it. He's got some space. He might try to go coast to coast. That gets sticked aside, but Peterkoski there on the play. And Beach knocks that out of the zone. That could stick work by Beach. And then Beach again gets his stick on it. Comes back out to him along the boards, but just lost in the skates. But Schwab is there too. Now out to Nichols. Nichols still has it after it bounces off a couple players. He's going to try to get through the middle, through people, but that got sticked aside. No, and now we've got some people running, but it looks like Henry's going to cover it. Nice job by Yace there. Heads up, letting the puck come to him. And stop the play. Second. Both teams at full strength. Gilmour up 1-0. As George Homewood takes his face-off for the Trojans. Kicks it back over to the defense. Looks like we're going to have a penalty as Webb Sloan gets dumped in the corner. So Findlay will now go on the power play. So we're going to bring this all the way down the length of the ice for an offensive zone face-off for Findlay. Mason Cooper to take the face-off. He'll have Homewood back on defense. Puck's over to Sloan. Sloan centering pass over to River Archer. Took it top shelf. So that's a power play goal to tie this up. Here Findlay Trojans go up. Stay on the power play to tie this game up. There's 6:01 left in the second period. Ryland P's got Beach out there with him. Gets it back to Eddie Homewood. Gets that over the side to Schwab. Schwab battling at center ice. Gilmour comes away with it. Ryland Peterkoski there, along with Webb Sloan to dump that out. Nice work there by Peterkoski to tip that away. And Peterkoski's going to get across center ice and send that down deep. Mason Beach down there too. Nice work by Mason to cause some chaos behind the net there as Gilmour looks to get ahead, but that pass just goes too far down. Goes through a couple people. Findlay touched it, so now chipping it forward and out of the zone was Peterkoski and Schwab. Now Beach over there in pursuit as well. Gilmour wraps it back down. Webb Sloan has it. He chips it along the boards. Gilmour collects at the face-off dot. And then tipped forward and almost out of the zone. Neutral zone face-off with just over 5 minutes left here in the second. Score tied up 1-1. Andy Homewood to take the face, or George Homewood to take the face off for the Trojans. Gets that over to Burkhart, gets that back to the defense, then back to him, and then Burkhart gets it back to Homewood. Homewood tried to take that forward, got caught in the skate, but Homewood on the back check, collects again, trying to tip that forward. Now it's to Schaaf along the boards, but then Gilmour picks it up. Nice job by Grace to tie him up there and knock that to the corner to prevent a shot. Now Grace battling in the corner. And George Homewood collects. So we'll move there. Schaaf's got it. Nope, knocked away from him. Centered. Ricky Nichols has it now. He's going to go at center ice to George Homewood. Now Homewood's got it. He gets tripped up. No call, but Schaaf's got it. Schaaf, oh. They're holding the stick. Burkhart's got it now behind the net. Tried to get one to the center. That got tipped aside and sent down the length of the ice. Going to be some penalties here. At least one. Going to go on Gilmour.
Henry! Penalty coming! Penalty!
Over to Cooper from Homewood. Cooper sends it down deep into the zone. Going for it, and we're going to have a stoppage in play as Gilmour gets it. Teagarden was racing down to try to keep that, extend that odd man advantage here. We're going to have, looks like a roughing penalty to Gilmour, roughing and tripping. So now Mason Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans in the offensive zone. That gets collected by Gilmour, though, and knocked to the opposite side of the ice. Now they're going to try to clear it, but Webb Sloan and River Archer both there battling along the board. Now tipped up. Kept in. Webb Sloan collects. He looks to make a little move. That gets set aside into the slot to Mason Cooper. Takes a shot, hits a player for Gilmour. Then Archer tries to get a shot through, sent just wide. Now Teagarden battling behind the net for it. Came down to pinch. Nice job by Teagarden as he gets dumped down. Now Mason Cooper has it. He's going to get it out to Eddie Homewood. He's going to send that cross ice to Teagarden, who's going to send that back to Sloan. Send that to Archer in the slot. He's going to fire a shot. That gets tipped out in front. And we're going to have another penalty on Gilmour. On that check where they laid Teagarden out in the corner. So with just under 3 minutes left, Findlay will have a 5-on-3 for about 14 seconds. Mason Cooper take the face off for the Trojans. He gets it back to Homewood. Gets it over to Archer in the slot. Takes a shot. Score! So Cooper to Homewood to Teagarden. To Archer. As River Archer puts one in.
Charles, use your body. Block that puck. Yeah. Hello. Wake up. Come on, Gilmour.
Mason Cooper take the face off now. He gets that back to Ricky Nichols. Ricky Nichols on the defense is going to take that forward. He's got the puck now. He's going to go behind the net with it. He's got some room. He flips it out in front, but just couldn't get a stick on it, Findlay. So that's going to be held in by Archer. And then held in by Nichols, but then intercepted by Gilmour as they take that out and chip that down as they get across center ice. So Ricky Nichols has it. He's going to get that over to George Homewood. That gets tipped aside and then bounced in by Gilmour and over the stick, but we're going to have offsetting penalties here as a player for each. Oh, never mind, that's just going to be a penalty for Gilmour. An interference. Oh, nope. It is going to be offsetting penalties. So offsetting penalties, we will still have a 5-on-4 for a little while here. As Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans, gets that over to George Homewood. That gets knocked into the zone as Peter Koski tried to take it in, and now Gilmour will collect it, but then Ben Grace is there. Peter Koski along the boards trying to chip that forward. George Homewood has it now. He's got one man to beat. He goes to the outside. He fires a shot. Loose in front. Tipped. Oh, and collected. Nice effort there on the pursuit following the puck. So Homewood and then Cooper had a tap at it too, but off the leg pad and Gilmour goaltender able to cover. We've got 1:48 left here in the second. Findlay up 2-1. Looks like both teams back at full strength now with the matching penalties, obviously. Oh, puck knocked away. Hank Schwab almost there to get it. Tried to send that back to the defense. Intercepted by Gilmour. Gilmour looking to move that up. Ricky Nichols intercepts that pass. He's got some room. He's going to fire a shot. Rolls off his stick. Knocked out by Gilmour. Gilmour takes the shot. Nice block with the shorts there by Henry Fort. Sent wide of the goal. Then try and take a shot, and Gilmour does as that puck rolls in front. And they tie the game up at 2-2 with just over a minute left here in the second.
Hey, keep your head in the game. Game's not over, guys. Keep your head in the game. Hello.
Puck is dropped. Brown and Peter Koski trying to tie him up in the face-off. Now looking for a shot is Gilmour. Held onto by Yates.
Play smart. Let's go.
So we're going to have another Trojan power play, it looks like, on that after the whistle contact.
Play hockey. Let's go. Be aggressive. Let's go.
So Cooper takes face off for the Trojans here with just over a minute left. He knocks that back behind the net. Gilmour collects, sends it over to the boards. Chipped aside. George Homewood has it. He's looking for a shot. Gets it over to Archer. Archer throws it in front. Rebound is collected by Gilmour. Nice pass from Homewood to Archer in the slot. Thought he was going to maybe get a hat trick today. Archer still battling for it. Now Ben Grace has it. He's looking for a spot in the front. That puck comes out front to Webb Sloan at the blue line. He looks center ice to try to get it. Gets it over to Ben. Archer gets it over to Ben Grace. Tries to put one in the slot there. Webb Sloan still has it. Chip that away. Looking for a shot, but it gets knocked away by Gilmour on a good second effort. And that's going down the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. So about 15 seconds left here. Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. Gets that over to Eddie Homewood. Over to Ben Grace. That gets knocked aside. Closing seconds of the first period, or the second period. Looking for a shot as Gilmour sent wide. Good defense by the Trojans. Archer's going to get that along the boards, and that's going to do it for the second period. So we'll take a brief pause here as both teams will talk about it and switch sides again. Join us back here in a few. Welcome back here to the start of the third period. All square at 2-2 in this game 1 of 2 matchup between Findlay and Gilmour. Mason Cooper takes face off for the Trojans. Mason Cooper tries to tie that one up. Gilmour gets it, but then chipped aside by Laura Teagarden. Ricky Nichols then moves that forward. No ice and touch by multiple players along the way. Mason Cooper has it tried to get that out center ice, but nobody there, so Nichols then clears it. Now we've got an offsides call. As Nichols cleared that, but still Gilmour players in the zone when they tipped it in, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. Mason Cooper again with the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, tries to kick that forward. Gilmour collects, held up by Eddie Homewood at the blue line. Tried to get that up to River Archer, but collected by Gilmour, who sends it down into the zone. Ricky Nichols back to collect behind the Trojan goal. He'll send that along the boards. Gilmour sends it back behind the net. River Archer there now. Now Mason Cooper has it. He chips it up to River Archer. Tried to get that forward, but too many players in the way. Now Archer's got it. A little back and forth between Homewood and Archer as they pass the puck. Tried to get that up to the center, but couldn't make that happen. Now Ricky Nichols has it. Tries to get that along the boards, up to Teagarden on the side. And now Mason Cooper has it. Now he's going to go around the edge. Now he's going to push that forward. But then Gilmour chips it out. But then held back by George Homewood, who then takes a shot. And kick save aside by Gilmour, goaltender. Now collected. Nice job there by Fort and Cooper at the line. Now Fort's got it. He's going to chip it, try to chip it back down to the corner. Hits a Gilmour player. Now Fort still has it, so he sends that back down to the corner. Now Burkhart going behind the net to pursue. They wrap it around, but there's Sloan. Kicks that over to Schaaf. Schaaf now battling along the boards. Now Burkhart comes over too. Sloan keeps it in with his skates. Tried to get that towards the middle. Now collected by George Homewood. George Homewood now trying to lead, trying to get some leverage. Just couldn't get there. Knocked away. Now Fort makes the play. That puck's tipped aside. Now Findlay is forced to reset. Gets that over along the boards, but sticked back. Now Fort's got it. He moves it up to Burkhart, tries to chip that. Sends one in front. That bounces, and the goaltender holds on to it for Gilmour.
Let's go.
Now Peter Koski come out to take the face-off for the Trojans. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left here in this all-tied third period. Gets it over to Schwab, gets it back to Grace. Now Schwab in the corner, sends one in front. Bounces over a bunch of sticks. Nobody there to get it. Now trying a centering pass was Gilmour. Tipped away by Findlay. Now Schwab's got it. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to fire a shot. That's going to be gloved by the Gilmour goaltender.
Charles, just because you got burned doesn't mean you give up. You bum.
Trojan sticks that forward, tries to get a shot on goal. Just goes wide. Stick to side by the goaltender for Gilmour. Now Schwab there. Grace on the pinch, sends it back behind the net. Schwab and Mason Beach back there. Then Grace chips that forward. Now Schwab tried to get an angle on it, but it just rolled past his stick. Now Mason Beach over in the corner as well with Peter Koski. Tipped aside, and that beats Nichols along the boards, and now we've got a 2-on-1. And a shot sent wide. Nice back check there by Peter Koski. And Ben Grace in position as well. .8:24 left here in the third, all tied up. Mason Cooper takes the face off now. Puck is dropped, ties that up, gets it back behind the net. Webb Sloan gets it over to River Archer, but that bounces just a little bit ahead. Eddie Homewood now back behind the net with it. Gets that up to Teagarden, but that just passed just a little too hot. Trying to chip it out is Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper, the puck just got away from him. He tries to center that. Oh, just stick the side, or along the boards rather. Plays it back. Collected by River Archer. Archer tried to send that to the middle. Now Webb Sloan's got it. He's going to look for a little bit of space. If he tries to fire a shot, that hits a stick and bounces behind the net. Now that kept in by Homewood. Homewood again. Eddie Homewood battling along the boards on the pinch there. Keeping that puck in. Comes out to Archer. Archer tries to get that forward to Teagarden, but that just got sticked side. Now collected to Teagarden. Teagarden, he tried to get that up the boards to Cooper, but then they send it back all the way down, and that's going to be icing as it doesn't touch a stick. So with just over 7 minutes left in this tied up game, we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone here for Findlay. Looks like George Homewood out to take the face-off. He'll have Burkhart and Schaaf out there with him, along with Fort and Nichols. Puck is dropped, sent back to Fort. Fort sends that back around the corner, then behind the boards. Burkhart is there too, gets that over to Schaaf. Schaaf tries to tuck one in. Nifty little move there, almost snuck one in. So we'll try it again. Homewood with another face-off, gets that back to Fort. Fort, same thing, trying to get that along the boards. Fort will throw one up front. Oh! Now Burkhart battling along the boards for it. Kept in by Nichols. Sent back to Burkhart. Kept in by Nichols again. Wrapped around the boards. Schaaf battling in the corner now for it. Now Burkhart as well. Looking to chip that up. But Henry Ford is there. And now they battle at the blue line. George Homewood comes out with it. He gets it over to Burkhart. Oh, another one. Almost had another opportunity there. Now sent out in front. Burkhart with the shot. Oh, Homewood with the backhand. Burkhart with the rebound, and that got caught up in the goaltender's jersey. Good pressure there by the Trojans with just over 6 minutes left in the third. Puck is dropped. Rylan Peter Koski takes that, gets that over. Kept in by Fort. Good effort there. Now Beach tried to get a shot. It's still in the slot. Beach with a shot again. Went high, went off the blocker high. Kept in by Peter Koski. Sends that deep into the zone. Now Mason Beach in pursuit. Tips that aside. Now stick back into the slot. And now tip that forward to center ice. Now Nichols has it. He's going to look for a little room, backhand that forward. That gets chipped ahead. Mason Beach trying to get to it, but Gilmour sends that in. Just over center line, so no icing. Henry Fort's got it now. He's going to send it up to Schwab. Schwab tried to tip that out, but held in by Gilmour. Now Mason Cooper has it. He's going to make another little move. He's going to tip that forward. Kept in by Gilmour, and then tipped out by Cooper. Cooper's going to go to the opposite side here with it. And then he's going to chip it back behind the net. Now he's got it. He looks center ice. Archer's got it. He takes the shot. Loose. Oh! And that was the quickest goalie save whistle all game as that puck bounced out. But that's the whistle, folks. So with 4:45 left here, Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. He's going to knock that over to Teagarden, but Gilmour intercepts and gets that behind the net. Now Teagarden in pursuit along the boards. Same with Archer. Archer then tips it back behind the net again. Now Ben Grace comes down to pinch. Nice job by Grace holding that up in the corner. He sends that towards the net, and the goaltender for Gilmour covers. So we'll have another whistle and another offensive zone face-off. Cooper take the face-off, tries to get that over to Teagarden again. Now it's behind the net. Teagarden there along with Cooper. They chip it high. Grace keeps it in. Gets that back over to Cooper. Still battling for it. Grace has it. Oh, nice between the legs move by Grace to get that back into the corner. Woo! Now knocked out of zone by Gilmour. Ben Grace then takes it, dumps it back into the corner. Now Gilmour goes cross ice with it, intercepted by Webb Sloan. Tips that forward to Archer. Archer tried to get it in the zone. Now Archer comes out with it, gets it over to Grace. Now Teagarden over there and Grace. It pops off to the middle, to the neutral zone. Now Grace has it. He's going to play it along the boards and out, so Gilmour forced to reset. Now that goes behind the net as they do dump it in the zone and then wrapping it along the boards. And then up to Mason Cooper off the stick tip. Cooper's got one to beat. He's looking to go backhand. He gets tripped up. No call. Now Findlay's got it. So now.
What? What are you watching?
Now we've got a little bit of disagreement between. So we're going to have a true neutral zone face-off, it looks like. With 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the third. 2-2 still. We'll have Homewood, Burkhart, and Peter Koski out there. With Nichols and Eddie Homewood back on defense. Puck is dropped. Homewood gets it back to Nichols. That gets tipped away. Sent back now. Eddie Homewood's got it. He's going to get it along the boards. Now George Homewood's got it. And that gets tipped aside. And Peter Koski with a good active stick. Tried to get that out of the zone, but just couldn't. But tipped it aside. Now Eddie Homewood is going to get that up towards the middle. That's going to bounce off a skate, but into the slot. That's tipped aside. Glove saved by Yates. Then centered and collected by George Homewood. George Homewood now is going to get ahead of steam. He's joined by his brother Eddie. George looking for a shot. He takes one. That just Blocked wide. Ricky Nichols looks to keep that in. That's stuck in his skates. And now that comes out along the boards. Burkhart's got it, tips it up to Homewood. Homewood now. Oh, tried to make a move at center ice. He's still got it, though.
Job, G, get up.
Good effort by Homewood as he had to try to fight through 3 players there. Cooper now using the body off the boards. He gets tripped up. No call. Now looking for a centering pass was Gilmour. Archer's got it now. He's going to get that up to Teagarden. Teagarden's racing hard. Kept in by Archer. Archer gets that down to the corner. That gets tipped aside. Now Fort's got it. Fort sends it down to the corner. We're at a minute and a half left here, folks, in this tie game. Gilmour trying to get that out and sticked aside by Archer. Now Fort's got it along the boards. He's going to move that up to Teagarden. Teagarden's battling at neutral ice for it. Sticks it back into the zone. Now Teagarden there. Oh, almost had it. Cooper also driving for it. And offsides. So now Mace Cooper take the face off. He'll have Teagarden and Homewood out there with them, along with Sloan and Fort. Stick forward, but then stick to side. Nice job there with the skates by Sloan as they were looking for a breakaway. Tipped forward, backhanded, goes wide, and chipped along the boards. Now Sloan's got it. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to go along the boards with it. That gets tipped away too, back to the corner. Looking for a shot. Nothing happening. Sloan's got it now. We've got a 2-on-2 developing. He's going to chip that up forward along the boards and dump it down into the corner. Sloan still got it. Gets it up to Fort. Fort's going to fire a shot. Oh, still loose behind the net. Fort's got it again. Puts one on net. Oh, just wide. Now Teagarden battling to the corner for it. Chipped out in front. And that's going to be the end of the game. So we'll finish this game 1 of 2 exhibition matchup between Ty. Join us at 12:20 for game 2 of this matchup. Until then, thanks for watching. Yeah.
Did you put him in or is Fort put him in?
I've been giving them to you guys to do. You want me to send that to you?
No.
Oh, you're good.
Keeping this pen.
Absolutely. That's a good conference drug pen.